На живо сме.
Oh, hello, my astrology friends. This is Lada from astrolada.com. And today my guest is sidereal Babylonian astrologer Krasi. Hello, Krasi.
Hello, Ada. Hello, everyone.
This is the most interesting month of the year, astrologically speaking. We have two eclipses. We're gonna have a very powerful omen that you warned me about, that I'm very fascinated to hear about. Retrograde planet. So I can't hear your prediction for the world and the 12 signs. But before we start, I just want to announce that Krasi is making a one-day course webinar. You can watch it on the day, on the 22nd of March. It's Saturday, or you can watch it after that as a recording. It's only $60 if you order now. And it's going to focus on specific combinations for career that Krasi will tell us about from ancient Babylonian astrology, current astrology as well. For example, combination for a singer, combination for a CEO, combination for a plumber. I don't know if it will be that specific, but you'll give us, very, very simple and easy to understand combinations. And if anyone wants to join that, and combinations maybe means planet in sign, planet in aspect, something like that, I suppose, fixed stars.
What, yes, this and also degrees of the rising sign, degrees of the ascendant, where you have projections of certain fixed stars. They can speak very specifically about people's career or occupation. The specific degrees projected on specific places, which is called paranatalonta. So these specific places speak what the person will be good in and so.
Oh, so true, because on my ascendant is exactly the star Altair, and they said it's connected to occult and astrology.
Very. This is clairvoyant star in the constellation of the ego, one of the most prominent star of people who are esoteric, occultistic minded, but also people with clairvoyant powers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, thank you, Krasi. I can't wait to moderate it and watch it. I'll put a link below for anyone who wants to join us. It's only $60. It's a wonderful offer. And now let's begin for March.
Yes. Yes, March. I think we had a break in February and in January too, before March. First of all, why March is so significant? Before we look at the usual 12 ascendants from both sidereal and tropical perspective, just to tell you, the most ancient tradition that we know of course, there were maybe other traditions previously, but the first lunar day, the beginning of the year for the Babylonians, begins on 30th of March with the appearance of the first lunar crescent after the sun enters the point of the vernal or autumn equinox, depends where you are. But the previous tradition of the Sumerians is actually the first Nisan, the first lunar crescent happened now, 1st of March. But this is the most ancient tradition.
So they take it the first lunar crescent before the equinox in Sumer,
Exactly.
and in Babylon after the equinox.
Exactly. That's the thing. So I usually look at both and you can derive interesting information for the world. But now, why this month is so interesting? First of all, because 1st of March was 1st of Nisan for the Sumerians. Yes, you would say this is far ago, true, but these ages do not move so quickly, right, Wada? So this...
So it's ancient knowledge.
Of
I'm sure
course.
it's new
And
thing.
this... Yes, and these 3,000 years periods are not over. We are still, in the not yet astronomically in the era of Aquarius. But this is not the point. The point is on the emphasis of Pisces, because the first lunar crescent appeared on 1st of March, right in Pisces. And this concerns everyone. This is the collective, this is the 12th house of the zodiac, the collective difficult karma, but also this is the Christ essence, the Christ, energy with the energy of Pisces. So the moon appeared in Pisces with Venus conjoined. Venus, yes, she's turning retrograde. We will speak about this, but Moon appeared with Venus, appeared with visible Mercury. This is all good, Wada. Indeed, I believe this is all good. So, yes, there is square of Mars, who is direct, but I believe the fact that Venus is so powerful on her exaltation, in her exaltation sign, with Rahu, if you want. Rahu, visible Mercury, it is something very powerful. So we can expect from March to be full of events that will mark changes, a new era, if you want, for the world. Also because of the eclipses. Also because, now speaking about eclipses also, let me tell you. The first eclipse is on the 29th of March, and it will happen in the very last degrees of Aquarius.
That's the second eclipse.
Oh, yeah, 14. Oh, yeah, 29 degree. The first eclipse, the lunar, the full moon eclipse is in the 29 degree, 29 degree on the axis of Aquarius Leo. This eclipse is very interesting because it is happening on a lunar day in the month of Adar. And there is ancient ominous text which is saying that the following. If the moon makes an eclipse in Adar, which is the 12th month, of the Babylonians, so we're still not finishing the lunar year, this is important to say. This is just on the edge of finishing one year to start another. So that's why this is so important. This, in the specific watch when this is happening, it all fits, So this gives the decision for the king of the world. Who is the king of the world? We can only guess, right? Who is the king of the world? So if this eclipse takes place as described, as it will happen on the 14th, 15th, then one of the big kings will die. And it is about Elam. Elam is contemporary Iran, but this takes the territories of Russia, Iran, Russia. So this could have impact on these countries. We will start hearing more maybe from Iran, but it is about the king of the world. Is Trump the king of the world? Is Putin the king? I don't know whether this weekend
they will take the omen says they will take a decision, or the king
they will take a decision.
But it's not about them dying. I didn't
No, and then the omen continues. In Elam, there will be problem, and the king will die. Take it, take it a little bit with open mind, because this could be change of rulership, Also, let me tell you, the contemporary rulers know very well when there is an omen and they take precautions and they change it. They make the replacement. If there is a king to be killed or to die, they take somebody from the street who resembles the king, they let him reign for a certain period of time.
That's what they used to do in the ancient times, didn't they?
And they do it now too. So maybe, and most probably, because these people use astrology, they know eventually that there is an omen for the king. They may do replacement and maybe nobody will die. We don't know. But in any case, this is strong eclipse. Very, very important. Especially the first one, For the solar, I didn't find any particular omen for the solar, which is happening. It will happen in Pisces. I think it was in the 4 degrees. Another important eclipse, but it's from the previous series of the eclipses which we experienced in year 2024, because we had 4 eclipses on the axis of Pisces, Virgo. We are quite familiar already with this energy, right? We know what happened in the year 2024. I think more interesting is this eclipse on the axis of Aquarius, Leo. Also consider the fact that this is axis of royal power. You have Leo playing, and this is 29 degree. It is finishing something, to start something new. It will be big in March.
Fascinating. Thank you, Krasi. I love the ancient perspective.
Yes, Wada, thank you. I think it will be very interesting for other reasons. Also, what was the other one? Yes, we know Venus is turning retrograde. Venus solely is not giving events when she turns retrograde. I love Venus retrograde too. I don't know why people are so worried when Venus. I think we could be worried when Mars is retrograde. Then you see trouble. But Venus retrograde is
Everyone gets sick during Mars retrograde. Viruses, flus, it's
exactly.
fires, fighting.
Yes, he's angry when retro. You cannot slow down the real soldier, right? But with Venus is another story, and I think the interesting stuff with Venus retrograde. Yes, some people become very. They look back into old romantic life, marriages. Maybe some feel melancholic or feel sorry. You know,
I do see people breaking up more often during Venus retrograde because they re-examine, they say, I cannot commit to this anymore. Like they don't feel fully committed, there is not balance, but usually it's for better, you know.
yes, and also Venus retrograde can bring you back to periods where you had better time, better financial situation, better in any forms.
Great to hear. Back
Yes,
to
just
the past,
observe
good past, the good old times.
observe her. Imagine you had better past in some area, or take it financially or romantically, whatever it is, or in your artistic endeavors, let's say. You know, you were better. She can bring you back, and especially when you know, because she's powerful enough, extremely powerful in Pisces. Let her be retrograde in Pisces. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Pisces, right? She's exalted. And with Mercury, children who will be born now, Moon, Venus, Neptune, Mercury, Rahu in Pisces, they will be the new artistic talents with new type of art.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine what with Rahu in Pisces, with Neptune, Venus conjoined Neptune? Oh, this will be these children will be the new Verdi.
We gotta wait another 20 years for some good
To
music
see
exam. Yeah, wow, fascinating.
it is.
And I also checked the Soros cycle of the second eclipse in April at the end of March. Sorry, in the end of March, that is.
Yeah.
A good Soros cycle. So just to calm people down. You know, in Western astrology, we use something, the Soros cycle. We look back,
No, I know.
which was in the 16th, the year 16, the 17th century. And it was like one of those, the first eclipse had good aspects. So it's not supposed to be too negative. So
No,
if
no,
anything, yeah, it can be quite positive as well.
I
Anyway,
believe.
for
No,
interrupting.
no. So this is the thing. Mars is direct in the end of the month. Mars is entering Cancer. We saw what he did in Cancer, not through excessive wars, because Mars in Cancer is Mars in Cancer. Mars in water, the weapon in water, right? So, but natural forms of disasters would be possible with water. With we don't know. Mars can do this in Cancer. But the main thing, the most positive thing to me is this conjunction Neptune, Mercury, because Mercury is visible. So also, when you know about this, and better to observe and to like utilize this, like truly try to revisit the work that you did previously, your talented work. You lost the muse, for example. Revisit, try to invoke the muse again, and you have very good results. Some new beginnings related to art, to healing, different forms of healing also could be um, you blessed by this conjunction. So I think for introduction, this is enough. Otherwise, we go too far. Maybe we can look at the 12 ascendants. Also, what I forgot to say was, since you mentioned the class that we'll make, something of key importance with children. Of course, we are not allowed to look at horoscopes of children under 5. We're not allowed. The Master Bin Sadunu says under 5 you don't do. But after they reach 5, you can see where their talents are, and you can help them already. You can, let's say you see that they don't exhibit your talent in dancing, drawing, singing, but you already see it in the horoscope. And this is already perfect because you can give your child the good direction before the child shows it. This is what I want to say. Why our class will be interesting? Because you can know how to detect in children's horoscope after they reach 5. You can detect their talents. And this is what the Bogomils did, Wada.
Yes, they would sit. That was occult esoteric Christian group in the 900s and the early the 1,000 years ago, and they would sit and observe the children, and they would never tell them, "You'll be a bread maker, you'll be a smith or whatever." They observe what their talents were, and that's what we're trying to do in current times as well. Finally, this the right approach.
Yes.
Mold them. You're gonna be a doctor. You're gonna be an IT specialist. No, you watch what their talents are, and you like. There is a quote that I really love. It says, "If your child is bad at math but good at music, you go and pay lessons for math. No, you should pay lessons for music. You should invest your money in what they're already good at and have."
Yes.
Oh,
exactly.
I was just reading comments and someone said the Pope is king of the world, one of the kings of the world of the Catholic Church, and his health is not well.
Oh,
So
yeah. See, I forgot
and
about
everything is in Pisces, like you said. Pisces is
Pisces.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe in March he will go.
We'll see, yeah.
We'll see.
It's so easy, but I mean, poor guy, whatever.
Yes. Okay.
I know you're
Okay.
I know you
What?
okay,
Okay.
no comments. All right, I'm muting myself. You can start the 12 signs.
Yes, just to. Okay, so as usual, just to say to people who are new to our discussions, we look from both sidereal and tropical perspectives. So for people who have sidereal ascendant Aries or moon in Aries, ascendant, we start with this, or if you're following modern tropical astrology, this will be sidereal ascendant Taurus. Now, for you, Mars is ruling you. I believe now when Mars is direct, most probably you feel better, more at ease, more comfortable, especially when it comes to teaching, communication, maybe also, communication with brothers and sisters, because Mars is in your 3rd house. Mars will leave in the end of the month, Gemini to enter Cancer. This is a little bit less comfortable for you, and in the end of the month, you may need to be a little bit more diplomatic, careful with parents, also at work. The other things that I want to tell you, the eclipses for you, especially the first one on the 14th of March, which we can consider to be more powerful and a little bit more challenging maybe, is happening in your chart on axis, which actually is benevolent. And this is the axis of 11th, 5th houses. But this eclipse for you can bring changes related to your finances, social circle, friendships. That's why observe and see what is happening around you and try not to make decisions related to money, career, friendships, at least until end of March. In addition, the beautiful conjunction of Moon, first appearance of Moon, Mercury, Venus for you is taking place on your 12th house, and this could be great for healing, spiritual awakening for you, pilgrimages like visiting temples, and really having great spiritual time. Financially, Jupiter is actually benevolent for you still. He is in your 2nd house. So actually, the emphasis which the eclipse make in your horoscope is on finances, friendship circles. So there you may need to be a little bit more quiet and observe, because only after the eclipse you will see what are really the new openings, which doors are closed in order new to open, new opportunities, new connections, new financial options maybe. And now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Taurus or moon in Taurus. If you're following modern tropical astrology, this would be Gemini. Now for you, the first appearance of the moon happened with Venus on your 11th house. And Venus is turning retrograde, which, like I told you, I don't mind. For me, Venus retrograde is always Venus good. So Venus in your 11th house with Mercury, with Neptune, with Rahu, with Moon. Actually, this is very interesting. Can be blessing for your children, can be benevolent for finances, for new connections. So the eclipse is taking place on the axis of 10th, 4th houses, and this is important for your career and work. Try in month of March to be until the end of March, even until the first week of April minimum, to be careful, diplomatic at work. I don't say that bad things will happen, but I say that this is portal for change. And when you are alert, when you are intuitive, careful, you will really feel the right energies and you'll be able to make the right decisions for yourself. But with this conjunction in your 11th house, I believe financially, you will not suffer, absolutely not, but you may experience changes in your career. Jupiter on your ascendant still is good. He exchanged places with Venus in your 11th house. And this is quite some protection in many ways, from people, from the spirit world, and also financially, this is fine. Now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Gemini or moon in Gemini, or if you're following modern tropical astrology, this would be Cancer. Now for you, the first appearance of the moon took place on your 10th house. There you have this beautiful conjunction. This could be good for your work, could even bring back projects that you couldn't complete, or something from the past which is benevolent for your career. In the meantime, Mars in the end of the month is leaving your ascendant. I believe this is fine. Mars on your ascendant could be a little bit annoying, especially if Mars is placed challenging in your chart. So it is really important how Mars is doing in your natal chart. But in any case, Mars on the ascendant always says that until end of March, you may need to be a little bit more diplomatic, careful, not take risks with cars, with disputes, just be a little bit more diplomatic and intuitive. And in the meantime, the eclipse is opening portals for you for the 9th houses, could be opening to changes in your education choices, choices of philosophy, studies, a guru, and so. Now let's look at people who have sidereal ascendant Cancer or moon in Cancer. If you're following modern tropical astrology, this will be Leo. For you, the moon who rules your ascendant, appeared for the first time in your 9th house. Very nice. This is blessing, the moon with Neptune, with Venus, with Mercury, with Rahu. It is his emphasis for the month of March on 9th house. Travel, studies. This is protection. You will feel well. This is well-being. I like this placement and aspects of these planets from your 9th house to the ascendant. This is benevolent. Just excuse me for 1 second. Okay. Also, the eclipse for you is, for your horoscope, is taking place. Wait. Wada? Oh yeah, excuse me. I thought we were totally lost. Now, so let's continue. Sorry for this technical delay. Now, so we're looking at people who have sidereal ascendant Cancer. Now, for you, this, like we said, placement of the moon together with benevolent planet is really very good, and you most probably should benefit from this with study, maybe some travel, maybe revisiting your talents. It could be a great opportunity for knowledge, for connections, for media work. Even such beginnings for you could be fine. Like beginning something in media communication could be really fine. The eclipse on the axis of 8 second houses could be, you see, the eighth house is a bit about occultistic knowledge, fears, but it is also related to finances, especially of a partner or finances via partnership. So could be that you experience changes there. That's why when it comes to financial changes or changes of the finance of partner or partnerships, make sure that you observe the month and you don't make important decisions until the two eclipses are over, which is after end of the month of March. In the also end of the month, I think it was 24th of March, Mars comes on your ascendant, and this last week of March and the whole month of April, you may need to be a little bit more careful. Just make sure that you are not taking any risks and that you are intuitive, diplomatic with others, and also in your romantic life. Now let's look at people who have sidereal ascendant, Leo or moon in Leo. If you're following modern tropical astrology, this would be Virgo. Now for you, the sun who rules your ascendant in half of March is on your 7th house, but more interestingly, the eclipse of the first eclipse will take place on the axis of your ascendant and descendant. This is 29-degree Aquarius Leo, which will say you may need to be diplomatic, careful, forgiving, patient with your partner. This can a little bit test your relationship. This can also test partnerships with people that you have. You may need to be a little bit more careful and patient there too. In addition, the appearance of the moon with Venus, with Neptune, with Mercury, with Rahu is happening on your 8th house. This could be good for money via partnership, for the finances of your partner. In this sense, this could be fine. In addition, last week of March, Mars is entering sidereal Cancer, and it shows that you may need, especially then, be a little bit, and in April too, by the way, more careful with your health, more responsible, do good, healthy lifestyle, detox, and all these things so that you stay on the safe side. And now we will look at people who have sidereal ascendant Virgo or moon in Virgo. If you're following modern tropical astrology, this could be Libra. Now for you, the first appearance of the moon of March took place with Venus, with Neptune, with Rahu, with visible Mercury in your 7th house. This could be something good. If you know about this, you wouldn't let this, have bad impact on your relationships, but just the opposite. This could bring you back to good times in your romantic life. This could bring you back to good partnership. Now, I see this as a good thing. This could be benevolent for partnerships in general, for agreements, for contracts, important connections with people. In addition, the eclipse will take place on axis of 6th, 12th house. Be a little bit more careful with people who share your routine environment. This would be people that you work with. Try not to, especially in month of March and maybe first half of April, try to be a little bit more diplomatic, not to get into any disputes or communication that can lead to disputes such as could be the result of the eclipse. And the eclipse can show us that you may need to be a bit more responsible for your health. Not with fears and worries, just make sure that you maintain healthy lifestyle. Also, end of the month, Mars is leaving your 10th house. This actually is not bad for you. I think it will be a little bit of relief. Maybe Mars during the last 2 months caused you a little bit of disharmonious times, especially related to your career, communication with maybe institutions, maybe superiors. Now when he leaves and he enters your 11th house, could be good, but then especially last week of March, you may need to be more diplomatic with friends and more attentive with children. And now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Libra or moon in Libra. If you follow in modern tropical astrology, this will be Scorpio. Now for you, Venus, your ascendant returns retrograde. This is not bad. She's with the moon, first appearance. She's with visible Mercury, with Neptune, with Rahu. So this for you could be absolutely emphasis and attention on work, on routine, arranging stuff. Venus can help you rearrange needed administration or stuff or your routine, can help you revisit health matter and solve it, by the way. Can make a very friendly your routine working environment. And also financially, this is not bad at all. But mainly this will help you resolve health matters. The eclipse is on the axis of 11th, 5th houses. Actually, the eclipse shows that you may need to be a little bit more attentive with children. Some changes in your gains and money is possible, but especially interesting, especially after the eclipses are over in March, you may experience change in your drive to new creative knowledge, creative studies, and even creative or talented work. So this is totally not bad. Venus, because she rules your ascendant, she can make you desire to revisit the past life experiences related to talent, romance, and so. But I think this is absolutely not bad, especially when you manage to use this phase of Venus correctly. Now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Scorpio or moon in Scorpio. If you're following modern tropical astrology, this will be Sagittarius. Now for you, Mars, who rules your ascendant, is still in your 8th house. Mars in your 8th house maybe felt a little bit hard, especially when it comes to maybe he disturbed a little bit your dreams. Maybe he create the drive, towards secrets, secret occultistic knowledge. And this is not bad, but sometimes could be a little bit scary, especially the information we find. End of the month, Mars is entering your 9th house. This is more benevolent for you because Mars with Scorpio is not bad because Mars is in his own triplicity. And this way you can be very driven to spirituality, to healing. Be a little bit careful though with travel, with long distance travel communication. Make sure that you arrange everything properly before you travel or communicate. In the meantime, the first appearance of the moon was with Venus, which is turning retrograde in your 5th house. This is very nice because with Neptune, with visible Mercury, this is great for your creative knowledge, revisiting past talents, revisiting financial opportunities, and even, I don't think that Venus will bring back old romance or relationship, but she can be very benevolent in this regard, like bringing something beautiful from the past, especially when it is related to talents and money. And she will also be blessing your children. The eclipse is on the axis of 10th, 4th houses. Be a little bit more diplomatic and careful at work with superiors and with parents. In addition, this particular presence of Saturn invisible, Rahu, Sun in the 4th house, especially after April, even more than in March, of course, but still the eclipse is taking place on this same axis, 10th, 4th house, could bring some changes in your home situation. But this portal opens in March and it can have a little bit later impact. Now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Sagittarius or moon in Sagittarius, or if you're following modern tropical astrology, this is Capricorn. Now for you, the first appearance of the moon took place in your 4th house. Fine, blessing for your home, for your, even for career at home, for your parents, for your mother, for this is fine. Jupiter in the meantime is in your 6th house. He will stay in your 6th house until end of March. and you know how it feels already for almost 1 year he's there. Actually, even though he's not very, very powerful in Taurus, he's actually quite good to bless your health, to bless and bring friendlier environment in your everyday job, in your routine work. He can help you also with soul resolving some conflicts and so. The Mars until 24th of March will still be in Gemini. Yes, still be a little bit careful, be diplomatic with your partner, also with partnerships in general. And the eclipse will take place on the axis of 39th houses for you. And this actually is axis of knowledge, travel, brothers and sisters. So could be that after this is over, especially after March, you may opt for other philosophies, other studies, but in the meantime, make sure that you're, careful, loving, patient with brothers and sisters. Now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Capricorn or moon in Capricorn. If you're following modern tropical astrology, this will be Aquarius. For you, Saturn is already invisible for quite some days. He is in your second house. He will become visible once he enters Pisces. He enters Pisces 6th of April, and he becomes visible on 30th of April. Did I say Mars? I mean Saturn. Saturn, your ascendant ruler. So Saturn now is invisible, and he turns visible on 30th of April in Pisces. But now in March, he's still in your second house. He is invisible. Nothing wrong with Saturn invisible. He's he feels more on delicate levels. He rules more secretly, more intrinsically, if you want. He is the awakener, actually. So maybe you can benefit from his energy more towards, awakening, spiritual knowledge, because he is now not seen on the sky. In your second house, he is not really now very, very helpful because he's invisible, but still he can help you in deep connection with family roots, let's say. The eclipse is taking place on the same axis where your ascendant ruler takes place, second, 8 houses. So this can open a change, like a portal for changes related to reconnecting with family roots. But this you will feel maybe after April. But in the meantime, this could mean that there will be portal open for changes related to your finances. Therefore, try not to make very important drastic decisions related to finances, especially during March. Wait for the month completely to be over, and then you will have clear vision on what actually the eclipses meant for you. In the meantime, the first appearance of the moon happened on your third house with Venus, with Mercury, Neptune, Rahu. Actually, this is great for knowledge, study, travel, enhancing your courage, fixed relationship with brothers and sisters, spiritual knowledge, teaching others. So this could be actually very benevolent. And Jupiter is lucky. He replaced positions with Venus in your fifth house. This could be great for gains, for revisiting your old talents, let's say, and could actually be also blessing, I said, actually for your children. And now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Aquarius or moon in Aquarius. And if you're following modern tropical astrology, this would be Pisces. Now for you, the eclipse will take place on your ascendant, descendant in the very last degrees. Actually, this could be related to changes in your personal decisions, plans, options, choices, everything. Also because Saturn, who rules you, is there. So I would suggest wait until the eclipses are over, the first and the second eclipse, the first on the 14th, the second on 29th of March, and then you will see what you really want to do, which path you want to take, because the eclipses will certainly open portals for change. Don't be afraid, just observe without worries and see where this is leading you. In the meantime, the first appearance of the moon took place with Venus, Neptune, Moon, all in the second house. Financially, this could be good. Most probably, you have good financial month and blessing on your house, parents, and so. After the 24th of March, Mars is entering your sixth house. Then be a little bit careful with your in your routine environment with people. Make sure that you're diplomatic and be responsible for your health after 24th of March. Now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Pisces or moon in Pisces, or if you're following modern tropical astrology, this would be Aries. Now for you, the first appearance of the moon with the retrograde Venus, she just turned retrograde, and Mercury and Neptune and Rahu, everything is right on your, took place and is still valid for the whole month of March, right on your ascendant. This is very good for you feeling well, for your health, for well-being. I believe this is good for your romantic life, financially. This is truly nice for knowledge, for beauty procedures, if you like, also for. I think this is a very good month for you. With this, even though Venus is retrograde, she can just bring you back to some old experiences or some to revisit your talents in speech and communication also. So this could be good. Be a little bit diplomatic, careful with parents. And of course, the axis of the eclipses is involving 12th and 6th houses in your horoscope. This is attention a little bit on health, but actually this could also, manifest in something good. Could be that you will research different spiritual paths, let's say, or you would choose to do, to visit temples, pilgrimages, and so. So actually it could be benevolent, but the best blessing is, of course, Venus, even retrograde, on your ascendant. Wada?
Yes, Krasi. Did you finish?
Yes, I think we are
Thank you so
finished.
much. Thank you
Thank you.
for your insight into sidereal and tropical signs, and for the omen, the ancient omen that you deciphered for us. And again, if anyone wants to contact Krasi, I'm putting a link below to connect to her personally for a Babylonian sidereal reading, or if you'd like to participate on the 22nd or watch it after that as a recording, one-day course, easy career combinations, for career, easy career combinations. I can't wait for this webinar. Thank you, Krasi. Thank you,
Thank you, Wada.
everyone, for
Thank you,
joining
everyone.
us. Have a very blessed March. I mean, it's intense, but it can be very interesting and life-changing. So I wish you